And now, live from the 2015 Vancouver International Wine Festival, Anthony Gismondi and Casey Wilson. This is Tony and Casey's Best of Food and Wine on Sea Isle 650.
Back to the best of food and wine. People are singing. It's crazy.
Well, I know it's ABBA. I've been trying to get Art to play ABBA for a year. It's the best, isn't it, Victoria?
It is fantastic.
We're joined by VictoriaAngove. She's the executive director of AngoveFamilyWinemakers, and I know your father well. How is he?
He's very well, thank you.
Very well. He
Very
sent you
well.
off to Vancouver. Nice guy.
He did. He is on grandparent duty, looking after my 6 and 4-year-old, and he's pretending to retire from the family business. Pretending.
Pretending. Somehow I doubt that he'll be able to do that.
Me too.
Yeah. How are you?
It runs through the blood, I think. It would be fair to say.
Okay, well, let's start first. We often like to just take our listeners right to the winery. So tell us a little bit about where Angove is situated and where we are in Australia.
Okay, so we're in South Australia, absolutely beautiful part of the world. And we, as a family business, have had a lot of changes. So historically, we've been in the Riverland, but we're now based in McLaren Vale.
Yeah.
And beautiful, about an hour south of Adelaide, on the coast. So we get some beautiful sea breezes coming through, warm, sunny days, magnificent grape growing region.
Wow. McLaren Vale, I didn't know you were down there too now.
No, well, we've had a lot of, I think we're a really old family business, as you know, and so we were started by my great-great-grandfather in 1886, and we've had, every generation has brought something different to the business, and my brother and I, as 5th generation, are coming in with, I guess, new ambitions and new goals and new focuses. So for the last 15 or 20 years, we've been going to lots of different grape-growing regions, having a look around South Australia, the Clare Valley, the Barossa, Adelaide Hills, and we really fell in love with McLaren Vale. We loved everything that McLaren Vale stood for in terms of sustainability and the styles of wine that were coming. And so we I guess we put our flag in the ground in a really historic vineyard with some magnificent 85-year-old Shiraz vines and some amazing 45-year-old Grenache vines. And so we purchased that in 2008, and we've built our McLaren Vale operation quite significantly.
Well, it's a special place, McLaren Vale.
It is beautiful.
And not too far. It's about 40 minutes from Adelaide?
Correct.
Yeah.
40 minutes straight down that freeway.
Yeah.
And are you living in Adelaide?
Yeah, I live in Adelaide, that's right. I seem to feel like I live in an airport at the moment because just like Jane, I'm a very big advocate that you've got to get out there. You've got to, this is such a fantastic opportunity to meet our customers and hear the feedback on our wines and take it back to Australia.
So let's do the wine now or we'll forget about it. We won't forget about it, but we'll run out of time.
Sure.
And I've never had this wine before.
No, it's a new launch into the Canadian market at this festival, which is really exciting. So Dr. Angove, it really is a bit of a celebration of our founder. So he, as I said, the business was started in 1886. He was a medical doctor and he started making wine for his patients, and that's really where the business started, in the Adelaide foothills. And so
I want to go to a doctor like that.
Me too. I get that a lot. A lot. But you know, it's just a really luscious, lovely blend of Shiraz, Grenache, and Petit Verdot, and it's really fruit driven. It's a really I've had a lot of feedback over the course of the show that it's just a fabulous little patio wine. It's a term we don't use in Australia at all, so I've been educated.
Is that right?
And but really, really approachable. And one of the things that I think. And Tony, you've probably seen our wines over the years, but we try and represent across all of the different price points really great value for money. So this comes in at $17 here, and so it's just a really nice, approachable, affordable, luscious little red wine.
Well, just looking at the bottle, it looks a lot more expensive than that. How did you decide on that label?
Marketing. It's always a big challenge. And
that's your field, correct?
I cross over lots of different areas of the business. It's a reasonably, when you're part of the family, you do what needs to be done. And so, I participate we've got a very small marketing team, and I'm part of the team, absolutely.
Well, you went for the word recipe, which is what you were talking about earlier, right? What the style that's been passed down over the years.
Exactly. And we're looking for across all of our wines, be it our single vineyard Warboys Shiraz, which is from the 85-year-old Shiraz vines I was talking about earlier, or our 9 vines Grenache Shiraz Rosé, all of our wines are really crafted with balance and finesse. We're really looking for elegance in our wines. We're looking for food-friendly wines, and I think that's probably one of the most exciting things about Vancouver is that your food culture really is a really lovely complement to where Australian wine is going.
And it's very diverse, our food culture.
Oh, it's fabulous.
So
it's great.
Yeah. Well, I think you brought the bottle. I can see the 9 vines rosé. You can't help yourself. I know
I didn't know how many.
No, I'm happy to talk about it because it's been such a great success in Canada. People really love this one.
Yeah, and we sold out sometime yesterday at the show, so that's been pretty exciting.
Yeah, tell us a bit about it then.
So it's a Grenache Shiraz Rosé blend.
Did you change
pour
that
some
label?
for you?
Sure.
Yeah, new label.
Okay.
New label this show.
All right.
And so 70% Grenache, 30% Shiraz.
Yeah.
And it's just got magnificent raspberry and strawberry.
Great color.
It's really fresh and fruity. I don't know when you last saw it, but it used to be a darker pink, but we've pulled it right back.
I had a discussion with your father. I said it's too dark.
Well, he's taken your words to heart, and so we changed the whole vintage. This is the 2014 vintage, which was we had a little bit of heat early on in the vintage, but the heat subsided, and it was just a really crackingly good year.
Our guest is VictoriaAngove, and she's from AngoveFamilyWinemakers in McLaren Vale, and we're talking about your 9 Vines Rosé. The smell on that is amazing.
Just
the citrus,
fresh raspberry and strawberry citrus, absolutely.
Yeah, it's like just lifts out of the glass, which is great. I think one of the duties of a rosé is to be fresh and
absolutely
fun.
Yeah, and we say for women and smart men.
Well, there's a bit of a story behind this wine because the first vintage we released, I was working at a food and wine show, and this very handsome man came up to me with these beautiful eyes, and he said, "Now, they tell me that real men do drink rosé. I'd like a glass, please." And he didn't leave the stand. He drank about 2 bottles of the rosé, and that man is now my husband.
Oh my!
And not only that, but he decided in a really cheesy, very. We're not very like we don't do the big restaurant proposal or anything like that. He decided that he'd do a blind tasting of rosé when he decided to propose to me.
Oh my goodness.
So he set up 8 glasses of rosé out in our backyard, and I had to go through and assess each rosé.
Oh man!
Except it was all 9 Vines Rosé in every single glass, and in the last glass there was the engagement ring.
Oh,
so it's a bit of everyone keeps on coming up to the table saying, "What is your favourite wine?" And this is probably the wine that I've had the most fun family memories of. So
that is a story for the ages.
It is. That's a great story.
We'll be talking about that for 10 years.
Yeah, but you know what? I shake my head a little bit because he's at home right now with our 6 and our 4-year-old, and I'm.
That's good for him.
It's really good for him. I'm a bit worried. He did drop our son at the wrong kindergarten last week, and no, really, that happened.
Yeah,
and
that's all right.
He drove down the road and then thought, "Oh my God, it's the wrong kindergarten."
Yeah.
Did a U-turn, went back to the kindergarten, and Henry's still there with his backpack on his back saying, "I don't go to this kindy, Dad. I'm at the wrong place. You've got me at the wrong place."
It sounds like you married a real man.
We still drink a lot of rosé, and there's a lot of love there. So.
Oh my God, that's so great. Fantastic. Well, it's been a long week for Australia here. Do you have a feeling about what's happened? There's been quite a lot of...
It's been awesome.
Yeah.
It has been fantastic.
You came with a story. You've told the story.
Australia has got so much to offer, and I think that that message is getting out. This is the relaunch of Australia. It's also enabling lots of new customers to see lots of different styles, lots of different varietals. We've been showcasing some beautiful organic Shiraz. We've got a lovely little Tempranillo and a Vermentino, and there are just so many aspects of Australia that I think possibly we kept hidden a little bit on the home front, but there's also this whole new generation of people in Australia who are making wonderful wines, who are really motivated and really passionate about what they're doing, and it's really about bringing it to the world. Just as Jane Ferrari said, you've got to get it out there.
You gotta tell the story.
It's a pretty exciting time for Australia.
Yeah.
It's been an awesome show. We've been thrilled to be here. Really thrilled to be here.
And you're doing well. You're selling wine around the world.
That's right.
What are some of your key markets, or where are you? Where do you want to go, or where are you doing really well?
We're having a really good time at the moment in the US
Great.
And also in China. China's been a pretty important market.
Yeah.
They've had some challenging times with the austerity measures that the government's introduced, but we've got a really great partner there. That's a really important part of it.
What are they drinking in China? Which of your wines are they enthralled with?
They're drinking our reds primarily.
Yeah.
Our McLaren Vale Shiraz would be our bestseller in that market.
No rosé there yet?
There might be a small amount, but I suspect it's probably going to the Australian consulate.
Yeah.
And but no, it's all about Shiraz still in China, and the Chinese market is incredibly complex, and every single city and region is really different and quite challenging. But there's a big wide world out there, and we're really lucky enough to be able to export to lots of different markets, be it Japan, be it Singapore, and to have the opportunity to take your wines into different countries and have different experiences it's a real.
It's the best.
We're very, very lucky.
Yeah.
Very lucky.
Well, you have a long history in this market.
We do.
We're excited about some of the new wines you're bringing. I think there's great times ahead. And being in McLaren Vale now, I think it's a whole new story again for Angoves, and
Absolutely.
one you've come to tell, which is great.
Very much so. Terrific.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, Tony. Thanks,
Thanks,
Casey. It's been a
Victoria.
pleasure to be here.
Enjoy what's left of your time in Vancouver. I hope you can get outside. Do you have any time tomorrow, or that's it?
I am planning to do 2 hours of power shopping for the kids because we don't have
Great.
Gap, we don't have Banana Republic, we've got all these great little...
Oh, well, call Casey in the morning.
You're going to be on Robson Street.
She's
I
the
certainly
power
will
shopper
be.
of the first order.
And then back out, and I've got some events on Tuesday night back in Australia. So, Happy
Thanks
times.
for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Victoria Angove, Executive Director from AngoveFamilyWinemakers. And boy, have we had a delicious tasting here of both the Recipe Red Blend and the 9 Vines Rosé. Terrific. We're going to take a quick break. I'm Tony Gismondi.
I'm Casey Wilson.
We're coming to you live tonight from the floor of the Vancouver National Wine Festival, year 37. You're listening to us on Sea Isles 650.
There's lots more still ahead. Live from the 2015 Vancouver International Wine Festival, this is Tony and Casey's Best of Food and Wine on Sea Isles 650.